Hey, fellow traders. I hope everybody had a good day today. Um, my day started out bad, missing a big trade, and continued to get bad. But I am smart enough to know when I don't have the pulse of the market that it's time to shut it down. Because you can continue to fight, and chase the market, and you can end up wiping out your account or losing half your account. And that's just something you don't want to do. If your setups aren't working that day, you have to be man enough to say, hey, my strategies aren't working. It's time to shut this down. The market is not conducive to what I do. So I don't need to start chasing the market and start trying to trade like other people. I just need to stop, regroup, and move on. And that's pretty much what, happened today. But there's a couple things I want to cover today. At the end, I will do an update to the Suretrader video that I did this weekend. They actually made some enhancements, and this was the first time I saw it today, but they had been promising for the last year that they were going to put these things in place. So I don't know if all of it's been in place, but it's new to me. So I'm going to kind of share that with you just in case you haven't seen that. But first, I'm going to start with the trade that I completely missed this morning. DRI, you can see this was the open. This was pre-market. Here's the open. First 5-minute candle. Here's a 5-minute open range breakdown right here. And I convinced myself or talked myself out of trading this thing. 100 shares. And this was potentially, I could have gotten a point out of this. Real easy. Just catching the meat of the move. Not trying to top ticket or bottom ticket. Just catching the meat of the move. I should have been able to get a point out of this. So with 100 shares, that's $100. And that would have been a solid start to the day. But I just missed it. And there's no excuse for it. I take responsibility. As traders, we have to take responsibility for our own actions. We can't blame the market. We can't blame our broker, the market makers. If we don't take a trade, it's our fault. If we take a trade and it's a solid setup and it just doesn't go our way, it's not the market's fault. It's just on that particular stock, it didn't follow the setup. And that's going to happen. No setup works 100% of the time. None. If you do, I'll show you somebody who's cheating the system or somebody who is doing insider deals. But other than that, nothing's going to work 100%. But this is how my day started. So it kind of got me, a little bit frazzled, but that's fine. One thing I'm able to do is put that behind me. So that's what I teach the traders I mentor with, and I practice what I preach. If the day is not working, I'm going to shut it down, and you'll see just what I did today. First trade I took was on GPRO. I think I'm going to have to get new recording software because this thing is really irritating me. It's cut off the name of the stock. It's GPRO is what we're looking at. And this was a textbook top reversal. This is the parabolic move up, straight up, slamming into some resistance. And when it hit the scan, this is the first resistance I saw. So that's what I marked. And I went ahead and transferred it to this chart. And this is what typically happens. You'll get a move up through to test the level. And if it can't hold it, it's going to pull back. So what I do is I look at this and I wait for the 2-minute chart. And when the 2-minute candle closes, Let me see if I can get that up here so you can see that if it works. I've got to get it over here some more. All right, here we go. All right, this is what I was looking at on the 2-minute chart. You see, this candle had already closed, and so I went ahead and got in here. You know, once I noticed that I did get some slippage, you know, a few cents, but I felt confident, especially, you know, when we were cracking it, cracked the 9 here. Sometimes this thing will turn around on the 9 on the 2-minute, but this looked pretty good, you know, so I was happy with it. Blow my chart back up here. All right, so, you know, I was pretty happy with it, and that's how I got in here. And it opened and it started selling, so I felt pretty good about it. I thought we were going to get VWAP. Now, I didn't cover any here because, you know, this wasn't the move I was looking for. I'm only in 300 shares, and there's no need for me to cover because this is my target. And knowing GoPro the way I do, it can turn around and go back and retest this level. So I fully expected, or, you know, that it may do that. So it wasn't a big deal that it turned back around. So I stuck with it because, you know, this is my technical level here. And once I saw that we were losing this and that, you know, there were buyers coming in out of the woodwork, I went ahead and got rid of it. You know, but I waited for it to break my technical level. You know, this was a beautiful setup. Everything was perfect. The volume built up. The volume built in as it was going up. We got a volume top as it slammed into resistance, and we started getting the sell-off. This was just beautiful, and it's just one of those perfect setups that just didn't work, you know, when it was supposed to, or when it really set up the first time. And you can see it actually ended up working. This was the move I was looking for over here. But the reason why I didn't catch it the second time, because my MO is I will stop out and sit back and wait to hit it again, especially if it's a setup like this and it's, you know, solid, and I feel pretty confident that this thing is going to reverse. Well, once it put in this candle, when I saw this price action, I went ahead and took the chart off, because when I saw that, I was like, well, nah, this isn't going to work. But sure enough, we got to move down, and this was even a bigger move, because my goal here was, my plan was to take the trade from here to VWAP, and if we lost VWAP, take it from VWAP possibly down to this level or the 200, which was right here. And actually, this thing it actually went red on the day. That's just how much fade we got out of this. And this would have been a solid trade, especially if I could have, you know, scaled out of it. But, you know, again, there was just something off, whether it was the market or whether it was me not really having a pulse of the market. But I know around this time, if you look at the SPY, it was real choppy. And you had some wicked price action, and, you know, some of the stocks it affected. All right, so that was GPRO. So I put that out of my mind, and I said, well, I'm gonna watch. You know, if we get another one, SINA. Hold on, SINA. Said, okay, if we get another reversal to set up, you know, I'll give it a shot, but it's got to be an A+ setup. Here was another A+ setup. We got a nice parabolic move into resistance here, and it popped over it, but it couldn't hold it. This couldn't hold as support. So as it pulled back, I did the same thing again. Looked at the 2-minute chart, saw that we lost this level on the 2-minute candle, and the next 2-minute candle was printing below it. So I was able to get in before this 5-minute candle closed. And then here was a confirmation that it could not push this level, this candle right here. But for some unknown reason, buyers came in and bought this thing right on back up. So even though this was a perfect reversal setup, it had no follow through. And again, it didn't even follow through to the 9 moving average. So the first technical level. So I couldn't take profit. And I had to wait to see if it was going to retest. And once we lost this technical level, I went ahead and took it off, stopped out. And at that point, I realized today's not the day. And I could give back all the money I made yesterday, or I could stop now and just give back half of what I made yesterday. And, be ready for tomorrow. And like I said, this is what I try to teach all the new traders and all of the seasoned traders that I mentor with. I work on. There's a lot that have experience that have trouble with the psychology part. And we do mentoring for that. And this is part of what we have to do as traders. We have to accept losses. Losses are part of the game. And I listen to a motivational speaker that says all the time, winners win and losers lose. But in trading, you have to look at a trade like this and a trade like GPRO as a win, because I stuck to my plan. I didn't have a crazy entry. I wasn't taking unnecessary risks, and I stopped out according to my plan. And that's a win, because I stuck to my plan and I protected my account. So that's still a win. And you have to think of it that way. You have to look at every time you follow your plan, you won. It's a winning trade. Whether you make money or not, it's a winning trade. All right, the last thing I want to share with you guys, I'll tell you about Suretrader. So this is what Suretrader sent out today. I don't know if you got it yet or not, but there's a hurricane that's bearing down on the Bahamas. And they anticipate between Wednesday and Friday of this week, the trade desk and customer support is going to be slimmer than normal. Now we know that Suretrader has trouble with customer support, and I explained to you why it's that way. So you should understand. They deal with a lot of new traders who don't know what the hell they're doing. I was in that group too back in the day, because I didn't take time to learn everything I needed to learn. So they get bombarded, and it's going to be worse because some people are going to want to stay home with their families during this. And there may be mandatory closings and evacuations. You don't know that. So the good thing is the platform is run through the DOS server, which is the same server that SpeedTrader runs through. So that's going to probably be functional. What you have to think about is, if you get in a trade and for some reason you can't get out, if you're using a web-based one, you might have some issues. And there may not be anybody to call to help you get out of a trade. You just may be stuck. So that's something you need to keep in mind, if you trade with Suretrader the next couple of days. And for that reason, I may not trade out of this account the rest of this week. It may not be something I want to do. I'm going to play it by ear, but I just wanted to share that with you in case you didn't know. Or they should have something come out. If you log in your platform tomorrow, there should be a message telling you, what's going to happen. But the other thing I wanted to share with you today, I wanted to verify that the credit card was up, because when I wired out money last week and I do it through iBoss, I did not see the credit card option. And normally you'll see that as one of the options. And so I logged on today, and it was the best thing that could have happened to me today. Before I could click, before you'd have to click on the live chat and type your order, type your information in and send your question, and you had to wait for them to connect you to somebody. Well, when I got on there today, there was actually a pop-up window with the agent ready to help me. So I didn't even have to wait. I was worried that they were going to leave while I was typing the question. That's just how quick they popped up. So that's something new. They said that, they're starting. They have made some enhancements, and I'm going to log into this, and I'm not sure if you guys have seen this or not, but I'm going to show it anyway. I think I remember my password, or at least I remember one of them. Okay, BY. I typed in the wrong code. It happens. All right. Just bear with me a second. I will get it in. I will get logged in here. It's usually this code here that I type wrong. I'll use a capital letter when it's supposed to be lowercase and all this other good stuff. I think we're in now. So what you're gonna do when you log in to your dashboard here, you just go to banking, and just click on deposit if you want to do the deposit thing, deposit via credit card, and you just type in all of this. All right, and you have to request a PIN code, and I think they'll email you the PIN code, and then you have to type it in and submit request. And it's real simple and straightforward. I know before you had to send a front and back copy of the credit card, and that was security issue. So this should be a little bit more secure. The withdrawal, this is what I was excited about. They have a prepaid MasterCard, and this is awesome. And this is what I've been looking for back when I was using them, exclusively. When I was growing my account and I was wiring out, if I could have this, and what this does, this allows you to get your money the same freaking day. It could be a matter of hours. If you request this first thing in the morning, at least by the end of the day, you're going to have your money. If you're lucky, you'll have it by lunch. So I'm applying for this so that from now on, when I take money out, I'm gonna get this. So this is awesome. I've been waiting on this for the longest. And this, in turn, if for some reason you need to refund your account, you can refund it using the same card. So like me, I opened a bank account specifically for funding and pulling out Suretrader when I first started trading. And you know, this would have kept me from having to open up a whole new account. But this is awesome. So I just wanted to share that with you. I didn't know, some of you might not have known it was available. I knew it was coming. I just didn't know they had made it available yet. All right, so that's all I have to share with you tonight. Know it was a little bit long, but sorry about that, especially when I had 2 losing trades to share with you. But hopefully tomorrow will be better. Like I said, I'm not sure whether I'm going to trade out of this account tomorrow or through Friday. I'm going to play it by ear. You know, I don't want to get caught in a trade and can't get out of it, especially a short trade, and get blown up. So, you know, that's something that I'm going to have to, you know, play by ear as the week unfolds. All right, so everybody have a great evening or a great night. And if you're in chat, I will see you tomorrow bright and early in chat.